Okay, so this one is the last one, I think, for today. And I've seen this story sort of bubbling around, and I wasn't really particularly keen on getting into it, and still am not. Um, and because I haven't really been following Carol Middleton and her husband, Kate Middleton's parents, the Princess of Wales's parents. Um, I don't think they're really that relevant, if you will, but they are the parents of the future Queen of England. And when Kate is Queen, Carol Middleton will be the Queen Mother, I guess. And her father will be, her father, whatever title he will have, if any. So they are relevant to some extent. And so there's some story that they have this business called Party Pieces, and their claim to fame was Party Pieces for years and years and years. You hear about Party Pieces, and the prince, the then Duchess of Cambridge's parents had this very successful business called Party Pieces. They're millionaires, they're upper middle class people in British society, and they're millionaires, and they have this business called Party Pieces, and that's how they paid for her upbringing and her sister Pippa and their brother. And it's just like, oh my gosh, they have all this money. And so apparently there's some story going around. I guess it's more than a story. I mean, it's probably in the news. It seems like, if I read correctly, some major news source picked it up, where there is some allegation. Well, not allegation, but some. Look, I didn't read it. I haven't read any of the legal documents myself. So for me, they are allegations, because I cannot confirm or deny or substantiate any of this, that the Middletons are in bankruptcy. This is the Princess of Wales's parents are in bankruptcy. Their business is in bankruptcy. The thing is, as a legal matter, you can have a business be in bankruptcy and you not being in bankruptcy personally. If you remember with Donald Trump, I mean, Donald Trump claims to be a billionaire on the Forbes list of billionaires from a personal standpoint, but he has filed bankruptcy several times for his businesses, right? Because when you form a company as it's a separate entity to you as an individual, and so your business can be insolvent while you are a millionaire, in fact. So I'm not really sure what is going on here with the Middletons, but apparently their business is in bankruptcy or insolvency. This I think is Kate Middleton's mom, and I think her name is Carol Middleton. And so they filed for bankruptcy, and apparently they took out a coronavirus loan during the coronavirus to keep their business going, which to me was surprising, because, I mean, if you are personally a millionaire, why did you need a coronavirus loan that was funded by the taxpayers? And so I don't really, I don't want to, I don't want to spread misinformation. All I can say is that they're saying in various publications, some of them tabloids, that the Middletons sold their company for 180 million pounds, which really is peanuts from their perspective. From my perspective, that's like, wow, I mean, it's a bonanza, right? But from their perspective, given who they are, it seems rather a small amount. And that they still owe the bank £220,000 for this business. Um, I mean, I guess for me, if all of this is true, and again, I can't substantiate any of this, what good is Kate in terms of, being the Princess of Wales, being married to a man who's worth $1 billion? Her husband just got the Duchy of Cornwall, and from his dad, he just inherited it. And I'm assuming they have other sources of income. And Kate's father in law is a billionaire in and of his own right with his own personal businesses as well as all that he owns as monarch, all that he is in sort of in charge of. So couldn't anybody have bailed out the Middletons? It's just incredible. Isn't it as simple as going to your husband and saying, darling, my parents are in trouble financially and they need some help, and can you please help them? Can you cut them a check for X number of dollars? I mean, why go into insolvency? Why force them into bankruptcy? I mean, I guess William could have bought the company, but then I guess what it is they didn't want the company anymore. They really didn't want the company anymore. And they wanted out, they want to retire. And Kate and her siblings have no interest in running party pieces. It's like, no, no, no. And I mean, I guess William was vetoed in terms of what he could possibly have done there. Or who knows? I don't know. I mean, how does this work? I mean, your wife's family needs help financially and you have the means. Why don't you help them? So it's not a clear-cut situation. I think the public doesn't have all the information on this, is what I'm thinking. I think that they specifically wanted out of the company, and they sold it, and they still, at a loss, or I guess, right? Because if they owe the bank 220,000 and they only made 180, I mean, that's like a whopping loss, right? So, but they can probably write off this loss on their taxes or something. So, I mean, look, I don't know how all of this works, but it just seems to me that they're probably in their 70s just looking at them, and they want out. They want to retire. They don't want to be bothered anymore. And I don't blame them at all. I mean, I want to retire myself. you know. So, that's kind of that. I mean, I don't really have much more to say about that, except that I am surprised that the future Queen of England, her parents had to go into insolvency, and she wasn't able to just, solve the problem for them. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that. Like, why would somebody like this have to go that route, knowing the press they were going to receive and so on and so forth. So it seems like everything is not what it seems in these families. And no wonder Kate allegedly said that all Meghan cares about is money a few weeks or months ago. So no wonder she said that, because it's kind of like a frustration if, in fact, she wasn't financially able to help her parents. It means just everything is a smokescreen. Nothing is as it seems. And who really knows? Anyway, that's all for this one. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.